Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in every woman's life when she faces a choice not of convenience, not of comfort, but of courage. And the strongest move she can make, the one that defines her power, is walking away. Walking away isn't about anger. It isn't about revenge. It isn't about proving someone wrong. Walking away is about proving yourself right. Right about your worth, your dignity, and your future. Too often, we stay in situations because they are familiar, because they are comfortable, because we fear the unknown. But comfort without respect, familiarity without love is not security, it's limitation. And a woman who recognizes this knows she has the strength to step out, to take a deep breath, and to move toward what she truly deserves. Walking away is the ultimate act of self-respect. It's saying, I will not settle. I will not compromise my value. I will not be diminished. It takes courage to close one door without knowing what lies beyond. But in that bravery, in that leap into the unknown, comes freedom, growth, and the life you were always meant to lead. Empowerment through choice is one of the most transformative concepts a woman can embrace. It is the realization that at any given moment, regardless of circumstances, she holds the power to decide her own path. So often, women are conditioned to defer to others, to adapt their desires to the expectations of family, society, or a partner. From a young age, they are told to compromise, to be patient, to wait for the right moment or the right person. And while patience and compromise have their place, empowerment through choice is about understanding that the ultimate authority over your life is not in anyone else's hands. It is in yours. Every decision, every action, every step you take is a reflection of your autonomy. This is the essence of true power, not control over others, but control over yourself, your boundaries, and the direction you move in life. Choosing to empower yourself begins with awareness. It requires a deep understanding of your values, your priorities, and what you will not tolerate. When a woman recognizes her own worth, she can begin to make decisions that align with her best interests rather than the expectations or manipulations of others. This might mean choosing to leave a relationship that no longer nourishes her, saying no to opportunities that compromise her integrity, or even standing alone when the crowd pushes her toward conformity. Each of these choices, no matter how small, reinforces a sense of self-determination. It is in these moments that empowerment becomes tangible. When a woman decides she deserves respect, she acts on it. When she recognizes that her voice matters, she speaks. When she knows her dreams are valid, she pursues them unapologetically. The power of choice also comes with the responsibility of ownership. It is not enough to simply make decisions. A woman must embrace them fully, acknowledging both the challenges and the rewards that come with stepping into her own authority. This can be uncomfortable. It can be frightening. Choosing yourself often means facing criticism, doubt, or even isolation. Yet it is precisely in that discomfort that empowerment grows. The more a woman practices making choices that honor her own values and needs, the stronger her sense of agency becomes. She begins to trust her instincts, understand her limits, and navigate life with clarity and confidence. Empowerment is not given, it is claimed, and every decision she makes in alignment with her true self is a declaration that her life is hers to shape. Empowerment through choice is also transformative because it shifts the focus from external validation to internal affirmation. Too often, women are taught that their power comes from how they are perceived, how loved they are, or how well they conform. True empowerment rejects this notion. It acknowledges that the most profound influence a woman can have over her life is her ability to choose, regardless of what others think. By exercising this choice consciously and consistently, she redefines the rules of engagement for herself and establishes a framework of self-respect and independence. Each decision becomes a tool of liberation, a reaffirmation that she is not bound by circumstance, by expectation, or by fear. The ability to choose, to walk away, to stay, to pursue, or to let go, is the most powerful form of agency a woman possesses, and it is the foundation upon which every other strength is built. Understanding and embracing self, worth is one of the most profound shifts a woman can experience in her life. It is the internal acknowledgement that she is inherently valuable, deserving of respect, love, and dignity. Not because of what she does for others, not because of her appearance, accomplishments, or approval from those around her, but simply because she exists. Self-worth is the foundation upon which every healthy relationship, every meaningful opportunity, and every act of personal growth is built. Without it, a woman is more likely to accept less than she deserves, to tolerate behavior that diminishes her spirit, or to compromise her values in exchange for temporary comfort or validation. Recognizing her own worth changes everything because it creates a standard, a non-negotiable baseline for how she allows herself to be treated and how she interacts with the world. Boundaries are the practical expression of self-worth. They are the clear lines a woman draws to protect her emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Establishing boundaries is not selfish, it is an act of self-respect. Boundaries communicate to others what is acceptable and what is not, what nurtures and supports her growth, and what undermines her integrity. They are a declaration that her needs, feelings, and values are important, and they serve as a safeguard against being manipulated, exploited, or diminished. Setting boundaries requires courage because it often challenges the expectations of those around her and may provoke discomfort or resistance. However, the discomfort is temporary while the long-term benefit, living authentically and maintaining dignity, is invaluable. Boundaries ensure that her relationships, both personal and professional, are built on mutual respect rather than dependency, fear, or obligation. A woman who understands her self-worth does not allow others to define her identity or determine her happiness. She knows that seeking validation externally is fleeting and unreliable. Instead, she cultivates an internal sense of security, recognizing that her value is inherent and unchanging. This mindset allows her to make decisions that align with her best interests. Even when those decisions are difficult, she can walk away from relationships that are toxic, careers that are unfulfilling, or environments that are draining because she recognizes that tolerating disrespect or compromise undermines her own sense of self. Every time she reinforces her boundaries, she strengthens her sense of identity, her confidence, and her ability to navigate life with clarity and purpose. Self-worth and boundaries also empower a woman to identify relationships and opportunities that are mutually beneficial rather than one-sided. By knowing what she deserves, she can attract connections that honor and respect her, rather than settle for those that deplete her energy or compromise her values. This is not about perfection or rigidity, it is about intentionality, about making choices that reflect her commitment to herself. It is about refusing to apologize for prioritizing her needs and recognizing that doing so is not a luxury, but a necessity for living a fulfilled, empowered life. Ultimately, embracing self-worth and establishing boundaries transforms how a woman experiences the world. It allows her to approach relationships, work, and life with confidence, clarity, and courage. She no longer fears being alone, because she understands that being alone is far preferable to being in the wrong place, with the wrong people, or living a life that does not honor her truth. She becomes a magnet for respect, love, and opportunity because she demonstrates through her actions that she values herself. Every boundary set, every act of self-respect, and every decision made from a place of self-worth is a declaration that she will not settle, she will not compromise, and she will not be diminished. Courage to face the unknown is one of the most defining qualities a woman can cultivate, because it is in uncertainty that true growth and empowerment are born. Life rarely offers clear paths, and more often than not, the situations that challenge us the most are the ones where the outcome is uncertain, the risks are high, and the comfort of familiarity is absent. For many women, the instinct is to cling to what is known, to remain in situations that feel safe or predictable, even when those situations limit their potential, drain their energy, or compromise their self-respect. Choosing instead to confront the unknown requires a level of bravery that goes beyond physical courage. It is a quiet, internal strength that demands trust in oneself, faith in one's instincts, and the willingness to step forward even when fear is present. Facing the unknown begins with acknowledging fear without allowing it to control decisions. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty, signaling that something is unfamiliar and potentially risky. However, courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to act despite fear. A woman who embraces this principle understands that staying in a situation solely because it is comfortable is not protection, it is stagnation. By choosing to move forward into uncertainty, she allows herself the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to discover her resilience. Each step into the unknown strengthens her confidence, proving to herself that she is capable of navigating life's unpredictability with grace and determination. The unknown often carries with it the possibility of failure, rejection, or disappointment, but these are not signs of weakness. They are necessary elements of transformation. Every challenge, every unexpected twist, and every setback contains lessons that shape character, deepen wisdom, and clarify priorities. A woman who confronts uncertainty understands that risk is a prerequisite for reward. She knows that remaining in a situation where her value is unrecognized or her potential is stifled is far more damaging than facing temporary discomfort or the fear of the unknown. Courage allows her to step away from what no longer serves her, even without a guaranteed outcome, trusting that the universe, or her own inner guidance, will open doors that align with her highest good. Confronting the unknown also strengthens independence and self-reliance. When a woman steps into uncertainty, she learns to trust herself, to rely on her judgment, and to embrace her inner strength. She discovers that she does not need constant reassurance from others to validate her choices because she has cultivated confidence in her ability to navigate challenges. This self-trust becomes a cornerstone of empowerment, giving her the freedom to make bold decisions, set meaningful boundaries, and pursue goals that others might deem risky or unconventional. Each choice made in the face of uncertainty reinforces her autonomy and reinforces the understanding that she is the author of her own life. Ultimately, the courage to face the unknown transforms how a woman experiences life. It shifts her perspective from one of fear and limitation to one of possibility and growth. It allows her to leave situations that are no longer aligned with her values, to embrace opportunities that challenge her comfort zone, and to step into a life defined by purpose rather than obligation. It is through this bravery that she learns her true capacity, discovers her resilience, and experiences the profound empowerment that comes from knowing she is capable of navigating the unknown with confidence, clarity, and integrity. Choosing growth over comfort is one of the most powerful acts a woman can embrace because it requires a conscious decision to prioritize long-term fulfillment over short-term ease. Comfort is seductive. It lulls the mind into a sense of security, convincing us that staying in familiar routines, tolerating relationships that are stagnant, or avoiding challenges is the safest path. And in many ways, comfort feels safe because it is predictable and easy to maintain. But what comfort often masks is limitation. Staying within the boundaries of what is familiar may protect from immediate pain or risk, but it also prevents the experiences that expand perspective, strengthen character, and unlock true potential. Growth, on the other hand, often comes with discomfort. It challenges habits, tests patience, and forces confrontation with aspects of ourselves and the world that we may have been avoiding. Yet it is precisely this discomfort that fuels transformation, resilience, and empowerment. Choosing growth over comfort begins with awareness. A woman must first recognize where she is settling, where she is tolerating less than she deserves, or where fear of change is keeping her stagnant. This awareness is both courageous and clarifying because it illuminates the difference between safety that nourishes and comfort that confines. Growth requires stepping outside of that safe zone, even when the path forward is uncertain. It is a deliberate choice to embrace challenges that stretch abilities, to seek experiences that broaden understanding, and to release attachments that no longer serve development. Each step taken in favor of growth is a conscious investment in a life that reflects her highest aspirations rather than her deepest fears. Prioritizing growth over comfort also necessitates a willingness to make sacrifices. There may be people, places, or routines that feel safe but no longer contribute to well-being, and letting go can be painful. Yet every sacrifice made in the name of growth is a step toward authenticity, self-respect, and empowerment. A woman who chooses growth understands that discomfort is temporary, but the benefits of expansion, confidence, clarity, self-reliance, and opportunity are lasting. She learns to embrace uncertainty as a companion rather than an enemy, seeing it as a space where transformation can occur. Growth is never passive, it demands action, courage, and intention, and in that demand lies its power. Choosing growth over comfort also cultivates resilience. When a woman repeatedly opts for growth, she strengthens her ability to navigate challenges, setbacks, and unknowns. Each experience outside the comfort zone becomes evidence of her capability, reinforcing self-trust and independence. The more she chooses growth, the more she understands that she can survive discomfort, overcome fear, and thrive in unfamiliar circumstances. This resilience is not only personal, it becomes a model for others, demonstrating that living with intention and prioritizing self-development is far more rewarding than remaining confined by ease or habit. Ultimately, choosing growth over comfort reshapes how a woman engages with life. It allows her to move beyond limitations imposed by fear, societal expectations, or dependency, and to pursue opportunities that align with her true potential. It is through this intentional prioritization of growth that she builds a life rich in purpose, authenticity, and empowerment. Every decision to step forward, to embrace challenge, and to leave behind what no longer serves her contributes to a trajectory that is both transformative and liberating, proving that the most profound rewards in life are found not in ease, but in the courage to grow. Inspiring others is one of the most profound outcomes of a woman embracing her own strength and authenticity. It is not about seeking attention, accolades, or recognition. Rather, it is the natural effect of living a life aligned with one's values, boundaries, and self-respect. When a woman makes choices that honor her worth, demonstrates courage, and prioritizes her growth, she becomes a living example of empowerment for those around her. Her actions speak louder than words, showing others that it is possible to take control of one's life, stand firm in difficult situations, and pursue a path that leads to fulfillment rather than compromise. Inspiration emerges not from perfection but from the authenticity, resilience, and integrity she exhibits in the way she navigates challenges and opportunities. The power of inspiring others lies in its ripple effect. When a woman chooses to walk away from situations that diminish her, pursue goals that stretch her potential, or assert boundaries that protect her dignity, she creates a model for others to follow. Those who witness her courage may begin to question their own patterns of compromise, doubt, or self-neglect. They may feel encouraged to prioritize their own well-being, set their own boundaries, or take steps toward personal growth that they previously believed were impossible. By simply living in alignment with her values, she empowers others to consider their own possibilities and inspires a culture of self-respect and accountability. This influence is not forced or preachy. It is quietly transformative, emanating from her consistency, confidence, and willingness to act according to her truth. Inspiring others also reinforces a woman's own sense of purpose and fulfillment. There is a profound satisfaction in knowing that her choices can motivate, encourage, or empower those around her. Each time she demonstrates strength, integrity, and self-respect, she validates the idea that empowerment is accessible, achievable, and real. Others see the tangible results of her